Welcome to the Hyper Growth Zone podcast. This is your go-to resource for personal growth, mastering communication, and influencing and persuasion techniques that will help you unleash the full potential of yourself and others. Here is your host, Alex Morgan.
This is episode 5 of the Hyper Growth Zone podcast. I'm Alex Morgan, a master trainer of hypnosis and NLP, and I actually thought of this topic as I was editing my latest book, The Transformative Power of Suggestion. So depending on when this podcast is released, this book should already be available on Amazon in Kindle and paperback. So what we want to talk about today is the idea of the benefits of investing in yourself. So investing in yourself, it holds great power because personal development can really transform your life. It can catapult you into that hyper growth zone with ease. So in this episode, let's go ahead and explore the benefits of investing in yourself through different ways of personal development. And so we'll discuss how we kind of take the time and the resources to focus on our growth. And guess what? This can have a significant impact on you, personally, professionally, so in your business or career, and all your personal relationships. So let's go ahead and get right into it, and we can talk about the benefits of investing in yourself. So with the benefits, we have physical benefits, mental benefits, and emotional benefits that can come with investing in yourself. So usually when we're investing in ourselves, the physical benefits are usually pretty good. Me, for example, when I decided to invest in myself and take a training on hypnosis, tons of physical benefits. I started to feel good. Because I was thinking better, I started to feel better. And I was more motivated to get outside, to exercise, to sleep better. So those are all fantastic physical benefits. I mean, how does better sleep sound to you? How does being your ideal weight sound to you? How does just feeling good sound to you? Do you think you'd want to feel that way? Do you think that would be useful for you? And mental benefits. So your thinking evolves every time you invest in yourself. Because every time we learn something new, we don't go back to the prior thinking. We move on to new levels of thinking, new levels of consciousness. So our mental capacity expands. This is a huge benefit. You'll be able to go into new rooms now and outthink many people in the room that maybe you didn't even think there was a chance you could outthink before. So the game should really be to think about what room can you go in and learn new thinking, and then learn to outthink those people and get into another room where you can then outthink them and keep going and going and going. And the emotional benefits. I think anytime that we invest in ourselves, we're making a decision for ourselves, and we're the best investment that we can make. So this should bring good feelings. You should feel confident. You should feel joy. You should feel calm. You should feel relaxed. You should feel passionate. All these good feelings come with investing in yourself. So those are the physical, mental, and emotional benefits that I think are really important when we're talking about investing in ourselves. So now we can kind of go into how there's some other benefits, not just physical, mental, and emotional. There's other tangible benefits. So I think one of these is really improving our relationships. So this is with ourselves, the relationship with ourselves, and with others. Once I learned to really communicate and I got really into reading and personal development, took some different courses, trainings all these things, I was so excited about what I learned that I wanted to implement all of these things in the relationships that I had and implement all of these things in the new relationships, because I wanted to look also for people who were interested in these things that I was learning. So I used all the things I learned, the skills, the tools, the techniques, the methods, whatever you want to call them, in my new relationships as well. So this gives us tons of purpose and tons of fulfillment. So these are also other benefits of investing in ourselves. So many people, we're going to kind of shift gears here. Many people, they see self-investment and really investing in themselves, they see it as an obstacle, especially the first time. And the thing is we want to create a habit of investing in ourselves. Because let me tell you, if you haven't made a big investment in yourself yet, maybe you're a bit scared. And that's fine. That's totally normal. I was too. However, once I started doing it, it became a habit. I invest in myself now all the time. And there's certain obstacles that get in their way, and I'll share a bit about those. So sometimes it's time. We have a time constraint, or sometimes there's a financial limitation, and I'm going to tell you how you could think about this instead. So when I first decided to get into hypnosis and NLP and all these things, I kind of did have a financial limitation. I was going bankrupt at the time, so there was definitely a financial limitation. However, I found a training. It was $6,000, and I wanted to do it. And so I didn't care about the financial limitation. I thought the value of this training, or what I'm going to learn, is going to make my life so much better than what my problem was. So I didn't care about the financial limitation. I'm not saying that you need to go spend $6,000 on something. Spend what you're comfortable doing at first. However, you need, I think, eventually to spend an amount that is going to make you feel a bit uncomfortable. Because every time that I spend an amount to where I feel a bit uncomfortable, I'm so much more motivated to get results from that investment. And I stay motivated because the learnings I get from that, even one of them could be worth, let's say, $6,000. Just one thing that I learn that I can implement every single day for the rest of my life. So money, time, it shouldn't really matter because you could literally learn one thing that can change your whole life. So one way to look at this, I know this may be a bit of a stretch at first. However, I just want you to consider this. And I heard this from my trainer, one of my first big investments. He told me this. I heard him actually telling this story. He didn't tell me directly. I heard him telling this story. So he has made huge investments. And he was speaking to someone about making a huge investment. And he was wondering whether they should do it. And this mentor, they told him, they said, look, there's an ideal amount to invest in yourself, to really have that self-investment, to make it worthwhile. A lot of people, he said, most people, they'll say, okay, let me invest 10% of my income each year in myself and personal development. Now that's great. However, guess what? If most people are doing that, then you're just going along with most people. He said if you really want to invest in yourself and you really, really want to achieve results and you really want to push yourself and go into that hyper growth zone, this is what I would recommend. I would recommend not investing 10% of your current income. I would recommend investing 10% of your ideal income. So let's look at this. Let's say your current income is $80,000 per year. That means you'd invest $8,000 per year. I mean, that's a substantial amount probably. to most people, especially if you've never invested in yourself before. However, what if your ideal income was, say, 10 times that? 800,000 per year. 10% of that is 80,000. That means you'd invest 80,000 per year. You would need to invest much more. So how much would that stretch you? Imagine, though, the people you would meet when investing in these programs. Because recently a student, I was actually on a call with them, and they told me that they really stretched themselves to get into another program. This person loves personal development. I should actually have them on the podcast sometime. And they told me they went to one that was much more expensive than they should have spent at that time. However, a year or two later, I can't remember exactly, a year or two later, they met someone at this mastermind, and this person said, hey, you got to meet my friend. So they met their friend, and they're still to this day earning affiliate commissions from that friend because of a program that they have. Did some marketing for them or whatever it was, and he's still earning money from work that he did probably a year ago because he went to this mastermind. So maybe it seems like a lot to invest 10% of your ideal income. However, think of the possibilities instead. It's not really spending money. It's an investment that's going to keep paying you over and over and over. And think of the relationships you can build there. Now, my trainer as well, I heard him telling a story recently as well. And he said, he's huge into exotic cars, luxury cars. And I'm not sure how many he has, but he said, I think he bought about 4 different cars in 7 months. I'm talking things like Ferraris and things like this. And he said, is it really necessary to buy 4 Ferraris or luxury cars in 7 months? He said, no, of course not. I don't really need them. However, they show my unconscious mind that I'm getting rewarded for all the work that I do. He said, and also the good thing is now guess what? I can be in the Ferrari club. And when I'm in the Ferrari club, I can meet people who can afford to buy my yearly coaching program. That's, let's say, $1 million. Because those are the type of people that are owning Ferraris. Because the payment for a Ferrari per month is, more than people's rent, more than their mortgage, the average person. So just think of when you push yourself, you're being around people who are also going to maybe know someone, or they're going to want to enroll in your services. So we really need to consider this. I'm not saying you have to act on it right now. Just consider it and keep thinking of those possibilities and think of those relationships. Put a picture in your mind right now of those relationships that you can have and people thanking you for working with their friends because you now open doors for each other. Imagine what that would look like and sound like and feel like for you. Now, in personal development, there's different strategies or different things that you can do. I've found lots of success doing trainings. I run my own trainings, and I've found success going to trainings, or I've also found success doing but smaller groups or one-on-one coaching or sessions or like VIP strategy days for my business. So I found success in more one-on-one work and trainings, group trainings. So that's personally what I do as a strategy for personal development. However, like I talked earlier, maybe you want to do more groups so you can meet people, build those relationships. I still have relationships from people from the trainings, and that's how sometimes I end up enrolling in their programs, people that we actually met in trainings. So find what works for you. I'm not going to know what works best for you. You know. And guess what? You already have the resources inside to make this decision and know. If you're not sure, go ahead, reach out to me. That's fine. I'd be more than happy to discuss this with you. Make this, though, a habit, a consistent practice. So I've already shared a few success stories, and I have one of my own of investing in myself. However, there's many successful stories of people who invest in their personal and professional growth. Most people who write a self-help book, they share that in their book. So go pick up, for example, my book, Transformative Power of Suggestion. Get that book. I share personal stories of how I invested in myself. I shared one of my students. Went to the mastermind, thought it was a bit expensive. Went and did it, invested in themselves. Now look at them. Now look what they're doing. They're still earning those commissions. So there's tons of stories out there. You've heard some from people I know. Ask people you know. Ask them what success they've had investing in themselves. Because guess what? This can really motivate you. If you know something is working for other people, then you can take action as well in your own development. And inside of you, if you're listening to this podcast, chances are you've really considered investing in yourself, or you're ready to do it. And I'm not telling you to invest in yourself today. You're ready, though, if you're listening to this. You're ready to make some sort of investment in yourself, because you wouldn't be listening. There would be no point in you listening to this podcast if you weren't at least considering this. So what do we want to take from this? That's completely up to you. However, investing in yourself, it's a smart decision. However, I think you know from listening to this, that investing in yourself can be really valuable for your success. Remember, the physical benefits, the mental benefits, the emotional benefits, all the things you learn, you can apply for the rest of your life. Every NLP training that I teach, I tell the students, I give them a pre-study. So before they even come to the training, they can start learning. And I tell them in the pre-study, I say NLP is not a training that you take and it's a one-time thing and you don't use the information, you put the manuals back and they sit on the shelf. No. NLP, it teaches you how to think. So it's personal development, and it teaches you how to think. It teaches you how to communicate, teaches you how to have excellence and success. And you can reprogram your mind. And so you get to now use this every single day in every interaction with everyone. Because like I said earlier, when you expand your mind, you don't want to go back. You want to just keep moving forward. So you'll notice how many people you meet that are also interested in investing in themselves. You'll notice how your interactions are better. So I hope that this episode, I hope it inspires you to take action towards investing in yourself and really unlocking your full potential. Because there's no time better than now than to invest in yourself. So thanks for listening. Go ahead and rate this 5 stars if you'd like. If you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and rate this podcast wherever you're listening. And just consider what I said here. That's what I want you to do. Of course, I want you to take action too, whether or not that's in one of my trainings, one of my NLP or hypnosis trainings, or in any other personal development course, platform, mastermind, whatever it is. Please take action because you deserve it. If you have not invested in yourself, know that you deserve it all, and you deserve it all and more. So now is the time. Make a decision. You don't have to invest the biggest amount. Do something. Take a step to move forward, and thanks for listening.